Hey guys, how are you doing? So, straight to the business. Monday, we did Uranium Monday, where we went through uranium ETFs and all the ratios. Yesterday we had silver, and today we have gold. So, we will dive into gold and see how it performs against the broader markets, against inflation, money supply, all that good stuff. And I can tell you that gold is actually outperforming almost everything as we speak, more or less. So let's check in what the charts are showing us. Are we still on course? Yes, we are, but we will confirm that in the charts. And yeah, again, this will be done every Wednesday. Silver will be on Tuesdays and uranium Mondays. Tomorrow will be platinum, and we will have, I think it's oil Friday. So yeah, with that said, guys, let's go. Let's do this. Cool. USD, the gold, and yeah, the long term, we have been talking about that for many times. Looks absolutely incredible long term here. This is a 30-year chart. Target to me here is still roughly 8K. 8K, yeah. Not tomorrow, not next year or 2 years, but it is coming in my opinion. And where are we now? We are fighting the 3K. And again, many people are expecting a bigger pullback at some point in time. Some has said 3K, maybe 3.1, 3.2. I do believe we are to see that pullback, or a period like half a year where we basically just go sideways, right? Just to recharge the energy in gold. Yeah. Again, there's really not much to say here for gold. Really strong. I expect, the pullback come at some point in time, or a longer pause. Looks good. I don't have much to say really. My big target was, very close to 3K. We have hit that. And yeah, let's see. Again, the uptrend fully and steadily intact still. Beautiful. Gold divided by, gold in world currency units. So a broader basket of currencies. You have the euro, you have the dollar, the yen. What else have you? British pound, Canadian dollar, I would assume Australian dollar. So it's a broader mix. And that is also a very clean, a good sign, again, when you break these long-term structures. Hey, boom, we just went on. Again, roughly February, April 2024 was just a massive, massive breakout. Right here, right there, right, the breakout. And we have basically gone up ever since. And yeah, at some point in time, we might have a blow off. But again, you can see the consolidations are getting bought up. A little bull flag here as well. But yes, I do believe within the 20%, we should find that big local top before we, again, bull flag or consolidate, or pull back or consolidate. But very, very strong move for gold in general. In all markets and all currencies, gold has been an absolute beast for the better part of a year. And if I remember correctly, gold is up 40 or 50% in the US dollar terms, and way more in the euro, way more in everything else. Gold has done really, really well. Good. Gold silver ratio, we want this one to go down, right? When this goes down, it means gold will do well, silver will do way better, and also the mining sector. This is the key in my opinion, and I have been making many videos, not many, but a few videos on that theory, and I keep talking about that theory until it is disproven. If it gets disproven, I don't think so, because when we see these large drops here, boom, boom, in the ratio, you can overlay the miners, the gold and silver miners, and they basically do the inverse of that. So, and to me, it is very clear. I want to see the blue here start to trade below, and below these little low-hanging fruits here at roughly 87. Once that kicks in, boom, we're gonna see a move all the way down to there. And the mining sector, again, has gone up quite well here for the past, few weeks, but that will be a totally different scenario with regarding to speed and the volatility to the upside for miners. So very critical here. And obviously the counter side to it here, if we take out that high at roughly 92, that is devastating for gold and silver miners and the broader markets as well. So very, very big moment coming up here. We either burst big time or we puke big time in the ratio, and they will have different consequences, good or bad. Gold against inflation. Again, one of the most pretty of them all. We called the breakout as well. Massive cup and handle play, right? Massive. This is back to the 1980s, 2011, 2020. And when did we break? We broke on the 4th, like we very, very often do. Measured move is 49. I repeat, the measured move is 49 in the ratio. We are now at 10. Meaning gold over the next, let's say, 10 years is to outperform inflation by a factor of 5 in a period where where inflation will remain high. So like 4, 5, 6, 7% on average. CPI, that is way higher, in real terms, or in true terms. But again, that break there, I mean, I'm not seeing any big resistances again until we get to there. So that is roughly 20% still, like we talked about. Very key moment here happened again early 2024, 1 year ago. Massive breakout for gold against inflation. And that is exactly what we want to see if you are a gold, silver, and mining investor. Gold against the SPX, so gold against the broader markets. And have we finally broken the trend line from 2011? I sure think so. We broke on the 4th. Boom. The wedge pattern as we left the breakout. Beautiful, beautiful monthly candle. If we close here, which I think we will, roughly around this vicinity here, the bigger guys, I will say, will start to look at gold and say, maybe we should allocate some from the SPX into gold. Just maybe, just 5%. But again, 5% from the SPX into gold will absolutely skyrocket gold again here. Big, big breakout for gold against the broader markets. That is good for commodities in general. We are talking iron, we are talking wool, we are talking soybeans, all that good stuff. And metals, of course. What a breakout that is. So unless that is some sort of false, boom, we are in for one heck of a move here in the ratio and in favor of commodities. Also here we have gold divided by the NDX, so tech. And look at that. That is a beautiful, what's that, 10 years worth of breakout here. The bottom here, that little inverted head and shoulders is breaking as we speak here this month here. Big moment here again for gold against the Nasdaq. We are outperforming both the Nasdaq now and the SPX and inflation and basically everything that I'm going to show you here on the longer time frames. Boom. Gold divided by the Dixie, so against the dollar index. It's also a good measure in my opinion. And look at that, we are breaking all-time highs. We briefly tagged it, a bit of a pullback, and now we've gone higher. Same thing applies again here. Early 2024 was the big break out against the Dixie. So in this period, if you exclude the past 2 to 3 weeks, the Dixie was very, very strong, and you actually had gold outperform that during that period where the Dixie was very strong. That speaks volume for the gold. Here we have the M2 divided by by gold. We will invert that because again, for some reason, TradingView is not, doing what I wanted to do. That's a big breakout for gold against M2 money supply. Roughly 50 years, 45 years of breakout here, meaning gold is outperforming M2 money supply. Yet another big measuring tool or stone. We are now outperforming in gold. That is amazing. Here we have also gold divided by the housing markets, the median one, and we did have that internal break there from the 2011 highs. Yes, there it is. And we have the the 1980s trend line coming down to here. Let's zoom in. Big resistance coming up very, very briefly in the ratio where I'm expecting a pullback. But for now, we have the break. We have taken out the midpoint high. And again, we are roughly, where are we? Like 6-7% away from a big resistance. And you should expect a pullback in the ratio here. But again, to me, this just leads to a pullback, and you break on the fourth in the ratio here. So again, short term, we have a little bit more to go. Then I expect some sort of resistance, pulling back, and then we break out again. So yeah, tailwind in the ratio as well. The big breakout hasn't happened, but I do firmly believe, hey, it's coming. It's coming. You know, it will probably break out. If I were to give a timeline, which is always difficult, mid-ish 2026. Good. What have we here? Again, I want to just to be a little bit more annoyance here, because again, I want to leave that alone. We're about, hopefully, to break out here of gold against the banking sector. That little wedge there we broke this month, and I do believe it's just a matter of time before we break the 8-year trend line, which should send us all the way up to here. We break at roughly 80, and the move will be to like 180, so over 100% outperformance by gold against Bank of America. Yeah, over 100. This one here we have to turn on its head as well, and this is global debt. Excuse me, gold divided by global debt, because we have inverted it. That is again the same thing. You can see here, early 2024 was the big moment for gold, where it broke out against basically everything, more or less. We broke out against inflation. We broke out against, again, the dollar, of course. We broke out against the Dixie, and also here you can see global debt. We are now at resistance here at the channel high from that channel. Let's see how that performs. We only have 3, so we cannot confirm the channel. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back a little bit here. Again, let's see. It's, again, always 50-50 at that point. What have we here? We have gold divided by Bitcoin, which is a good measure, because Bitcoin is basically tech. And we're early peaking here, depending on how well we draw the trend line. I'm not convinced yet here. I want to see, basically, we trade above that high there, the puke high here, and then we're going to have a return move. But it is trying to show that, again, it is very early still. But I will say, if we can start to outperform like 20% for gold, that we have the breakout. But early stuff here, so we are not quite yet outperforming Bitcoin. Not yet. Again, big decision coming up here for the ratio very soon. Gold divided by money or currencies in circulation. And again, this is a little bit late, but in 2024 September, we broke out, we back tested it, a 45-year trend line. Gold is outperforming gold money in circulation also. Yeah, what is there to add, really? Gold looks really strong on the long-term time frames. Short term, again, as mentioned at the start of the video, I'm expecting a pullback at any moment, or like a stall at any moment in time. That is healthy. But long term, talking 5 years out, gold is an absolute monster compared to everything else. And we treat that as a monster until these ratios here negates our thesis, like the NDX, SPX, inflation and all that. But again, a 45-year breakout, I mean, it doesn't only pop for like a year and then, that's it, let's go. It's a runner with, major higher highs, major lower lows, and then, a big move like that higher. So gold looks incredible long term, still good short term. Again, pullback, yes, any moment in time we could have the pullback. So have a great day, guys. If you like the content, you know exactly what to do. Have a great day, guys. Cheers and bye.